Do you want to know what drives a narcissist absolutely crazy? By the end of this video, you're going to know what drives a narcissist crazy so that maybe you could turn the tables every once in a while and drive them a little bit crazy since they're always doing that to you. Hi, I'm Rebecca Zung, top 1% attorney and the best-selling author of the books Negotiate Like You Matter and Breaking Free, a step-by-step divorce guide. And I've helped millions of people learn how to go from lives of drama, trauma, chaos, craziness. And I've given them the resources and step-by-step guidance to go from that kind of life into a life of feeling like you're breaking free and starting a new life and creating a new future and a new beginning and breathing cleaner air and on and on. So if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Subscribe and hit the notification bell. You don't need narcissists in your life, do you? I know I don't. And so that's why you definitely need to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell right now. So now let's talk about what drives that narcissist absolutely crazy. Well, the first thing is definitely boundaries. Narcissists hate boundaries, but you have to do this. This is more for you, by the way. Yeah, it drives them crazy, but this is for you and your own protection. And believe me, I know. And yes, I've had to deal with narcissists in my law practice, as opposing clients, opposing counsel, judges even. But it wasn't until I had to deal with a couple of narcissists in my own life that I started to put the pieces together on how to negotiate with them in a way that actually gets you movement. I put together my skills as a negotiator with my knowledge of narcissism and was able to figure out how to actually move that lever. And so I do know what drives them crazy, and boundaries is definitely one of them. But you've got to create those boundaries. If you want to have any sanity, any shred of your sanity left at all, boundaries is the first way and the only way. So what I mean by that is, go no contact to the extent that you can. Don't allow them into your world, into your life, to the best of your ability. I've had to do this myself. One of the people that I had to deal with was an extended family member. So those of you who are out there saying, but what if I have a family member? I've had to do it. It's not easy. Believe me, it's painful. It is painful. And especially for those of us who are empaths. And narcissists often have a relationship with empaths. And so it is hard. You don't want to hurt the person's feelings. You don't want to appear like you're being mean. You want to feel like you're a nice person. I get all of those things, but they don't have boundaries. So you have to create them. They feel entitled to everything about you. I have often said in these videos, like, you have to respect their boundaries. They don't have to respect yours. That's how that goes. But you have to have steel boundaries, like iron, cement, whatever the hardest substance you can think of is. That's what you have to do when it comes to boundaries, and that will drive them crazy. The second thing is kind of related to boundaries, but it's even a little bit more of a step, and that is rejection. They do not like rejection. They especially don't like when their supply source is rejecting them. If you want to know more about what supply is, check out my video on narcissistic supply. And if you want to know more about what happens when a narcissist is rejected or you go no contact, check out my video on what happens when you reject or go no contact with a narcissist. That's something they definitely do not like, and it will drive them absolutely crazy. The next thing that drives them crazy is being wrong, or calling them out on their behavior at all, or showing them like why they're wrong, especially if you have proof, like here's the email, here's the text where you said this, or somebody else said this. That's when they get super defensive. They really hate that. It drives them crazy. They will start to, you know, deny, deflect, decide that it's somebody else, it's some other thing. They'll devalue you. They'll go into all of their defense modes in order to prove that they're not wrong, but they can't stand it. And so that's something that definitely drives them crazy. The next thing that drives them crazy is failure or losing. Like if they don't get what they you know, wanted to achieve, like maybe they're even just playing a game, they're total sore losers, but you know, even just failing at something, not achieving something that they wanted to achieve, image is a huge thing for them. It means more to them than almost anything. There is a hierarchy of narcissistic supply for narcissists. Some supply means more to them than others. I mean, they need all the supply they can get, but they'll let go of certain supply if they think it's going to threaten a different source of supply. And that, by the way, is the key to creating leverage. And what I talk about in my SLAY program. So SLAY stands for super strong strategy, create invincible leverage, anticipate what the narcissist is going to do and being 2 steps ahead of them, and focusing on you, your case, your position, and your self-care and all of that. So that's what SLAY actually stands for. But, you know, figuring out what that, that supply hierarchy is going to be key for you in creating that incredible leverage. And if any of this is sounding familiar to you, give me a yes in the comments right now. So what else drives a narcissist crazy? Exposing them, humiliation, people seeing them for who they are. They definitely do not want that. So, you know, especially if it's in front of people that they respect or they like, or they need that particular supply source, that is definitely something they do not want. Another thing that drives a narcissist crazy is you moving on and forgetting about them. They can't stand that. They can't believe that you would have done that. And they'll continue to check on you and see what you're up to for years and years and years, because they need to know. They can't believe that you moved on without them. But that's the one thing you definitely do need to do is get them out of your life as soon as possible. And that's what I'm here to help you do. So, you know, go no contact. Get them out of your life, forget about them, and figure out a way to move on, and that'll drive them more crazy than probably anything else in the world. If you want to know how to do that and you're getting ready to negotiate with the narcissist, grab my free Crush My Negotiation prep worksheet at winmynegotiation.com. Don't go into a negotiation without it. Do yourself a favor and get that now at winmynegotiation.com. And if you like the video, give me a like, give it a share, drop me a comment, give me that yes in that comment, and make sure that you've subscribed and hit that notification bell so that we can be working together and I can be helping you with all of these resources. And please don't feel like you're alone, because you are not. So come join me in my free private Facebook group called Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. I want to see you in there and get the support that you need. So thanks so much for stopping by today. I'm so glad that you're here. And remember, today's a great day to start negotiating your best life. I'll see you in the next video.